everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So for all those who have subscribed, you kind of noticed that I haven't been around for about a couple of weeks, and I'm sorry, I truly apologise. I've had you have those times in your life where your focus is kind of like all over the place and there's lots going on, and so I actually haven't had time, and I prefer to do something 100% than do something kind of half-half. So anyway, we're back this week, 100%. Thanks for sticking with me, and please bear with you over the next kind of couple of months because it might be a little bit helter-skelter. Anyway, today we're going to do a video about how you know when you're wearing too much makeup. You know those moments where you kind of get ready for the day, and especially for work this is. So you get ready for the day and your partner or a family member looks and you're like, oh hell, you've got a lot of makeup on. How do you know when you've got too much makeup on? So I've done a little bit of research. I have asked my husband and I'm like, darling, tell me what it makes you realise that I'm wearing lots of makeup, right? Like, what is it? What are the signs? So we've kind of gone through it. I've asked a few other guys that I know, how do you know when your lady is wearing too much makeup? And I know that I've done this a couple of times where I've put on too much makeup and I've seen myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's a lot of makeup. And you have to tone it down, but how do you know when you have too much on? So I've examined all these factors, and so we're going to do a video about it today. I hope you enjoy. So the common factor when I spoke to all these gentlemen about what makes them think when their lady has too much makeup on is when it looks like war paint. So, I know, when it's plastered on. And the really key thing is, what I've realised, is that when they feel that their lady looks like a doll. So when you're feeling like you're looking like a little bit like a doll, I think I'm super guilty of this actually myself, but when you feel like you're looking too doll-like is when your makeup looks just a little bit too heavy. So we're going to break down those factors. So first of all, let's talk about foundation. Now foundation, if you apply it with your hands, you're probably going to get a much more heavier coverage. So if you want to have that kind of really blended in look, especially for a work stroke day look, then you really want to try and apply your foundation with a brush. Applying foundation with a brush gives you a much more polished look, and it really blends the foundation into your skin. So your skin still looks like skin. Now that's the really key thing. Your skin should look enhanced, but not look like a layer of paint over your skin. So that's the really key thing here. Now applying it with a foundation brush, especially one of these kind of kabuki style brushes, really dense head brushes, is really kind of work the product into the face, and so you don't get any lines. So the other thing that's really key in making sure that you're actually not wearing too much foundation is to look at how much foundation you're applying right here between the eyebrows. Now you tend to find if that area here between the eyebrows looks like it has a lot of makeup on, people automatically think that, oh my gosh, she wears loads of makeup. Now I'm not sure why this is. This is kind of more, I think, comes from my experience of being a makeup artist. And I think because between the eyebrows just here, especially for those people who do frown, who have already kind of started gathering little lines between your brows, you'll find that the foundation starts to settle in between the brow, and so what you're better off doing is actually applying less product there. And if you are going to apply product there, really concentrate on blending that product out so the coverage is very minimal. It's exactly the same theory that actually applies to wearing concealer underneath the eye. Now the area underneath the eye here is actually the area of the face that probably moves the most in our daily lives. As we talk and we blink and we move, that's the area that always moves. As a result, most concealer products that you're going to apply underneath the eye will tend to actually almost settle into the lines under the eye as it moves throughout the day. So for those who have kind of darker circles under the eye, you're probably very tempted to apply more and more product. But the more product you apply is the more it's actually probably going to move around underneath the eye. So what you want to do is use less product but really blend it in. Now blending it in really is key, and as you can see, blending it in with a brush also works an absolute treat. Even if I have blended it with my finger, I usually end up finishing it with a brush because it really helps to smooth that product out so you get a very fine coverage as opposed to a thick heavy coverage. When you see people that have very heavy concealer underneath the eye, even if the rest of their makeup looks super natural, you automatically looks like, yeah, that person's wearing loads of makeup. And so that's what it is. The whole idea of beauty and makeup really is to enhance what you already have. You don't need to conceal and hide and mask. The idea really is to enhance. Little goes a long way. So even if you use less coverage, even though you think it's actually not covering as much, it'll always look much more natural. So onto eye makeup and how to make sure you're not wearing too much eye makeup for a day stroke work look. Avoid any eyeshadow that has overt amounts of glitter in it. Glitter really represents something which is super glam and very, very party. Always look for eyeshadows which are more matte or have a slight reflex in them at most, but never glittery. So that's key number one. So secondly, try to keep all your eyeshadow colours more neutral. Now, if you're somebody who really likes to wear a colour on your eyeshadow for the day, that's absolutely fine. But try to keep that colour kind of confined to the lid area and no higher than the socket line. Your socket should be like the uppermost point that you'll actually see any colour, and it's your opportunity at the socket line to kind of blend anything out. All blending, as we've talked about before, kind of happens in the socket line. So on to eyeliner. All eyeliner has like an appropriate occasion at which to wear eyeliner, you know? So if you want to wear like a very strict kind of 50s eyeliner, then that's absolutely fine. You can do that during the day, but if you're gonna do it, then you have to do it properly, and it has to be symmetrical and it has to be clean. Now, again, for eyeliner, if you're gonna do that 50s kind of like liquid liner look, then don't take the wing out too far. There's not gonna be any super cat eyes going on at work. Now, the colour that I've used in the video is actually a dark brown eyeliner as opposed to a black. So if you want to always soften your makeup, always look for like a brown tone, more like an earth tone, as opposed to always going for black for an eyeliner. Again, underneath, I have kept the eyeliner underneath the lash line, so there isn't any black eyeliner inside the waterline. Now, unless you wear black eyeliner in your waterline on a daily basis, like that's how people know you, then I don't really recommend doing it for the day. I think eyes should be kept kind of wide and open and bright for a day look, and wearing black eyeliner inside the waterline always tends to give a much more kind of like smoky, intense, slightly more vampy appeals to the eye makeup. Now, another style of eyeliner which is great for day stroke work looks, if you're ever stuck, is using a eyeshadow as an eyeliner. So take your eyeliner brush and really kind of just press that dark eyeshadow into the lash line. It's going to create an eyeliner which is going to be very, very natural and very, very appropriate for a day look. Now, one of the other areas of makeup that can make you look like you're wearing too much makeup for a day look is blusher. Now, if blusher is not applied right, you tend to find that it can look like two round circles in the cheeks, so you can look like a doll, or you can look like you're going to war on your face by having like two stripes of blusher across the face here. Now, if you do find that you've applied too much blusher, all you have to do is use your blusher brush, go back in with your face powder and kind of blend over it, and you will find that it will calm it down a lot more, as opposed to trying to move it around with your fingers. The other thing is that blusher always looks best after about 20 minutes. It seems to settle into the skin just so differently compared to when it's like first applied. So if you're getting that really intense pop of colour on a blush, what you might want to do is kind of let it sit for 20 minutes, half an hour or so, and then see how you get on after that. And don't do your makeup in the dark in the morning. You know, when it's really dark outside and before the daylight opens. Try to do obviously your makeup in the best light possible. Now, for your day blusher, I generally say choose a blusher that's a little bit more matte, that maybe has a slight reflex in it, but definitely steer away from those that have lots and lots of glitter in it. You want your blusher to give you a more youthful and a fresher appearance, but you don't want it to be overly shimmery on the cheeks, especially not for a day look. One of the key ways as well to make sure that you don't apply too much blusher is to, when you take your brush into the blusher, is to tap it onto the brush, but also tap away any excess before actually applying it to the cheek. So you put your blusher brush into the blusher, take off some of the excess and then apply, as opposed to kind of going directly from the blusher straight onto the cheek. Using a clean, natural hair brush is really going to help that process as well, just to make sure that you get a really nice diffusion and kind of like fade of colour onto the cheek. So the next thing is contouring. Now, you don't really need to actually contour for a day stroke work look. I mean, at most, I probably really would be adding some bronzer, just on the highest points of the face, but there's absolutely kind of really no need to kind of do a full contour and contour nose and cheekbones and under the chin and things like that. So really keep it simple. You know, daylight really shows makeup in its most truest form. And so that's the reason why a lot of people feel that they look overdone, especially during the day. On to lips. So for lips, I really tend to kind of stick to more neutral colours on the lips for a work look, you know? Now, if you do want to wear a statement bright colour, that's absolutely fine. I love statement bright colours during the day, but I generally would say to steer clear of glossy bright colours. And that's really, really key in making your bright coloured lipstick actually still look very, very workable for a day look. If you want to wear a more natural colour on the lips, you can kind of use a natural colour in almost any finish. You can use a gloss over the top if you really want to, but really I would say that satins actually give the nicest finish to the lip. If you don't want to wear anything on your lips, just some simple lip conditioner is really going to do the trick and really make that makeup look very polished and very understated and not too much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope that's provided you with some useful information on how to make sure you haven't got too much makeup on. I'll see everyone next week with a little segment about foundations, so I look forward to seeing everyone then. Take care, everyone. Bye.